The Puck Portfolio with Andy McNeil.
Light schedule on Wednesday, but of course we've got something big to talk about here right away with the news that broke on Tuesday morning. Patrick Kane, he's a member of the Detroit Red Wings, signing a 1-year contract. Now, there's a chance that Adam Fox will return to the Rangers lineup on Wednesday, but obviously the big question here is, will Patrick Kane be in the Red Wings lineup? So I don't quite know. I'm going to rule him out for now. Seems kind of like a quick turnaround. But what does the signing mean for the Red Wings in the long term? Well, I think according to the Canada sports betting projection model, you look at the Red Wings, they're in a decent position to make the playoffs. They currently sit third in the Atlantic Division, but Kane's signing alone isn't enough to get this team into the playoffs. I had to do some guesswork. Like I said, we don't know exactly when Kane is going to be on the roster, but with the signing, the Red Wings playoff chances have improved from 38% to 48%. So why aren't they above 50%? Well, that's because the model still expects them to be a break-even team that will win about 50% of their games going forward. And there are several teams in the Eastern Conference that it expects to perform better than the Red Wings down the stretch. So that's the big thing here. So yeah, if Kane is in the lineup, that would of course have an impact on the odds here for the Detroit Red Wings. They are currently available at as high as plus 166 right now. And if he was in the lineup, that would be a good bet. I think the Red Wings should be priced around plus 158 if Patrick Kane is in the lineup. Like I said, doing a bit of guesswork here. We don't know where he's going to slot in. And what does this do for Lucas Raymond, who was having a breakout season and really, turning a lot of heads? How is this going to affect him? Because they're signing a 35-year-old to I guess take his spot, and we'll see what happens there. But as Kane said, he thinks he's got to earn his spot. But you wonder how the Red Wings are going to treat that, because I mean, there's definitely going to be a desire to get him into the best situations, and that might have a negative impact on Lucas Raymond. So something to watch there with the Red Wings and the Detroit and the New York Rangers. uh, in the coming hours, we'll find out, I guess, if Kane is going to be in the lineup. But yeah, right now I'm projecting that Fox will be back in, and Kane will not be in the Red Wings lineup. So that's why the projection model has the Rangers as a minus 179 favorite. And the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're hosting the Montreal Canadiens. And NHL schedule makers have not been kind to the Blue Jackets. In fact, I think they've really screwed them in the month of November. They've made an already tough schedule even tougher by condensing it and having Columbus play on short rest very often. Here we are, the Canadiens coming in on 3 days rest against the Blue Jackets, who are playing their fourth game in 6 nights. Not really a great spot for the Blue Jackets. Still the favorite, though, because if you look at the Canadiens, how they've played over the last a little bit, their rolling numbers just keep getting worse. And I don't know if you can speak to that, Jake. I know you were probably watching the Canadiens on a nightly basis, but have you seen that? Have you noticed things kind of start to tail off for this team?
Yeah, it's a weird team. I mean, like the 2 wins they got in California, they maybe shouldn't got either of them, and then they were routed out of the building in LA. They were 1-3-1 to death. They couldn't get anything going on offense. So it's pretty hard to project them, but like you said, they've had 3 days rest. They've always been practicing. They're on the road. They're bonding. So as good as the Habs can be this year, I kind of expect to see that version of the team, tonight versus Columbus, who, like you said, is tired. So if there was a time to bet on the Habs, I certainly would go for it. But and according to your record, maybe the model underestimates the Habs a little bit. So
Maybe overestimates them. I believe I've been losing money betting on the Canadians. So, yeah, no, the fewest regulation wins in the NHL year to date. The Montreal Canadiens, they've got that title. So, I mean, you look at Columbus; they're coming off a couple of big wins, sandwiched between a big loss, but a couple of big wins there against the Devils, then against the Bruins. And They've started to pick it up in the last several games or so. You can see a trend in the right direction in terms of their rolling expected goal differential at evolvinghockey.com. So maybe a little bit of a little bit flying. They're kind of flying under the radar right now, maybe, but obviously a big win over the Devils and a big win over the Bruins has people kind of looking at the Blue Jackets now as a potential underdog play. And finally, we've got the Washington Capitals in Los Angeles. The Capitals, they're coming off a 5-0 loss to the Oilers. They had a few days rest, and then they lose 2-1 to the San Jose Sharks. I don't expect they will win this game versus the Los Angeles Kings. The model thinks the Kings should be a minus 219 favorite. That's quite different from what the sportsbook is showing. Minus 208 at NorthStar Bets right now, but not actually enough value there to justify laying a price. So no bets for Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday with a big show previewing Thursday's NHL odds. Just the three bets for Tuesday. We've got the Philadelphia Flyers half unit play plus 135. We've got the Florida Panthers plus 138. That's long gone. That's a 1 unit play, 1.38 units looking to win there. I would not recommend betting the Panthers at this point. And finally, we've got the St. Louis Blues, who I would still recommend betting at plus 140, plus 135. So check that out. I'll see you on Wednesday with another big show. Thanks for joining me today. Good luck with your bets tonight.